Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thank you for joining us, Old School from Tanner's, 30th and Yankee Hill. I will be here till about 7 or so. Buzzy Carruthers will be here till 8. And then I'll run back to the station and get it going with some old school basketball talk with Terrence Badgett and Rashawn Jackson and Tony Farmer. We'll have some interesting conversations later about all things.
You really going old school? You going? Yeah.
Three-time national champion. You know.
Yeah, you must be. I mean, I'm talking about them guys, Tony Farmer and all them. You ain't going old school. You going OGs. Those original gangsters right there.
And those dudes all know stories. Those dudes
They know they know the sport. They know what it takes. I mean, and then some.
Yeah. So we'll set the tone with that. Again, there's a contest going on. $25 Tanner's gift card. Go to Tanner's Facebook page. Find the post that's promoting this giveaway and guess how many points Nebraska will have to score against Oklahoma. Tag a friend in the post for who you'd spend the gift card with. They've got drink specials down here. $5 for 20-ounce Blue Moon draws. All-day Boogamania for the $8.99 half-pound burgers and fries. Also remember, post-game show will be here Saturday, 90 minutes after final whistle. And we'll carry you through. We want to thank the folks from Mercano by Certified Piedmontese. Those are the best steaks in town. It's not even close. It's just good stuff. Let's bring in Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. What's happening?
Man, ain't nothing to it but to do it, man. It's a beautiful day outside and, another day closer to the big game on Saturday.
Does it get frustrating for you to have like 900 conversations about a game that in truth, your game day kind of dude anyway? Like, does it drive you crazy at all?
A little bit. I mean, but that's just part of the deal. Fans are passionate. People are passionate about every game that Nebraska plays. But being able to play Oklahoma again when you haven't played in a while, either brings back fond memories, but then also people want to see the University of Nebraska perform well, so they're going to ask questions, and everybody wants instant gratification and instant success. So I don't mind it. It's just part of the deal.
From week to week, injuries are common. They're just a part of the process. How do you get past that doubt or question of who's going to play each week? As a player, how do you
as a player? Well, you got to make sure. I mean, as a player, if you're on the team, you got to make sure that, one, you're doing everything you can physically and mentally to get ready to do your job. So you can't, worry about if somebody's going to play. Now, of course, you got to be aware. If you're, like when I was played, if Tommy Frazier wasn't playing, or like when Tommy was out, we're fortunate enough to have Brooke. And then, like when Lawrence was out with his situation, we had a plethora of running backs, X, Y, and Z. We had defensive guys out, but, guys just got to step up. It's a tremendous opportunity for guys to, play and prove themselves. And so, yeah, I mean, you don't worry about it in the sense of, oh, we can't win because so-and-so's out. But, you'd be aware. You might have to change some stuff. If you got, a young guy in there, you might have to, put your arm around him and bring him along during the week to give him the confidence that you believe in him. When the game comes. I mean, look, I was a redshirt freshman starting on arguably the best college football team ever, and without like Phil Ellis and Doug Coleman and those guys kind of showing me the way and helped me along in the process and rallying around me, because I was the newest starter. There was 10 guys that were either perceived or legitimate starters that played a ton of playing time, and I was just coming off redshirt. And never, I didn't play football in a game for a year. So, they knew that they had to bring me along. And so that's just the way it goes. And I was better for it. And, I appreciate it. So that's what, if that's a situation that Nebraska faces or any team faces during the football season, that's just what needs to happen. That's where leadership comes from, and that's where you build, a team atmosphere, and it's the next man up. But you don't forget about your teammate if he's hurt, because they can still have an impact on the game as well.
What was the biggest thing that happened in your redshirt year that got you ready to play?
I got my butt kicked.
Right? I mean, that's usually
I
it,
literally probably got my butt kicked whenever camp started. So let's just say it started August. I think I got my butt. It says all of August, all of September, all of October. Start winning some battles maybe around Halloween, probably when they were like, man, we got to stop just wearing this dude out. And then I just kept at it. I worked hard in the weight room to kind of get going. And then as I started to get maybe a little bit stronger and confident and start to get better as a football player, started to hold my own. I mean, I was fortunate enough in a good and bad way to go against the original pipeline. And so, I felt like going into the next year in the spring, even though I was, was a red shirt and got, my butt kicked, you're not going to get much better than that. So I took confidence that I was able to survive and then make some plays towards the end of the year, in practice. And so, that was my game, and that was where I, charted my wins and losses and my victories. So that's how my redshirt year went. It wasn't anything glorious. I never showed up thinking, I'm going to play. I kind of knew I needed the red shirt. I never lifted weights or anything before. So everything was new to me. I was primarily an offensive player in high school. Obviously, with my dad, they just threw you in there at running back. But I played 2 or 3 games on defense, and Coach Osborne and those guys saw me play defense. And so, that was somewhat new. But I had watched enough football. I was a football junkie. We didn't have Thursday night football. We had Saturday was college. Mm-hmm. Sunday was, NFL, and then Monday night football. So, but I never missed anything.
And there was no Sunday night.
There was no Sunday night, nothing like that. But the best thing on Sunday mornings was waking up in the morning, they would have the recap of the NFL highlights from the week before. So I watched as much football as I could. So, me playing defense, the only thing, it was, technique and stuff like that. But seeing plays and being okay with the position switch was not a problem for me. And, of course, I would like to play running back, but they had great running backs here. And, I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to have an open competition right away after my redshirt year and, beat the guys out, and the rest is history. So, guys these days they're picking college where they think they want to come in and play as a freshman. And sometimes, that's not the best thing for you or the team because you could, I wouldn't say force your way of playing, but then you're just like wasting a year, and so it's a lot, it's a lot different situation. Obviously we were the number 1 or number 2 team in the nation. And so, Grant Wisham came in and played a little bit as a true freshman, didn't start, but he played a little bit. And so, playing and starting as a true freshman back then, it was, I wouldn't say it's unheard of, but it wasn't very common.
Your dad was a running back. You were a high school running back. How much does that help? Did that help you playing linebacker, understanding what running backs were trying to do and what they were thinking?
Oh, my dad didn't really, one thing, my dad really never got involved in sports, right? So, when I started playing defense and started playing in the games, he was like, man, think of how a running back is going to run the play. And that's how you should defense it. And then you need to see how certain running backs run, look at their weaknesses. Do they like, are they breaking a lot of tackles if they're getting tackled high? Do they like getting, hitting the leg? When do they really throw most of their moves to the right side or the left side? Because some guys, they're better at making you miss going to maybe like their dominant hand side, which would be right side. Most people are right-handed. They're going their left, they're thinking to cut back all the time. So you got to, so he just kind of told me or had me think about stuff like that. So, but it did help out. It did help to know the different routes, the way that blocks were set up. And then also what really helped was watching a lot of football. And some of the things that we'd see, from other teams, I'd seen maybe, obviously watching college football for years, with my, family, and then obviously, NFL football as well. And so, I felt like, I was a, football junkie. And then plus another thing that really helped me was I was a ball boy. I was, for the Minnesota Vikings. And so being around that stuff, being able to be, they let me sit in on a couple meetings, and I was just happy just to be, in the meetings and not having to clean the locker room. So get to do that. But I was to be able to be in that atmosphere and be around the NFL game. Then coming to college, it wasn't such a big ordeal for me, and being around some pretty, well-known players. I was there when the Vikings, essentially traded Chris Carter for $1, and he was there. Anthony Carter, I was there and was, helping to weigh in John Randall when he needed weights in his pocket. So all those guys I grew up, hanging around and being in a locker room with, and the Vikings were pretty good back then. So coming here, obviously it was a different animal, but I was ready to go from a mentality standpoint and saw how they worked, and so that's the only thing that I knew is because I saw it all the time. And so I was very fortunate there. And then getting here in Nebraska, they had a really good, strong leadership in the locker room in my position group. And so you emulate what you see generally. And so I tried to just emulate what I saw, and they took me underneath their wing, and I was okay with it. Right. So there's two ways that you have it. You got to have guys that want to lead and have guys that want to be led. And then when it's their time to lead, they got to kind of pay it backwards instead of pay it forward, as they say, that, as a kudos to the guys of them that taught them how to lead. So, it kind of, it's all encompassing, but, at that point in time, it was, a great combination of great players, great work ethic, and everybody bought into the team, the team concept.
You guys can text in your questions, 464-5685. Sartor Hamann text line. You can call in 402-464-5685 to the Honda Lincoln hotline. Jay, just your opinion. Do you think today's football player watches as much film as you did?
Well, considering that Ray Lewis watched 5 or 6 hours a day,
Ray's the champ.
I'm gonna keep messing with it.
Ray's the champ.
I doubt it. I think. Look, I would say this: they have probably more distractions. We didn't have cell phones.
They absolutely do.
We barely were getting like PlayStations or Ataris or whatever we were playing back then.
Pong.
Atari with the Pong and yeah, that's old school. So we didn't have as many distractions. We didn't have, social media brands or social media accounts ever since like these kids are 12, 13 years old. So it's a lot different. So I would say that, the majority of them aren't truly invested in football, like we were. Because we had nothing else, where they got a lot of other things that they can do. I mean, heck, you see that high school kid, I think that's at Ohio State. He has like potentially $1 million NIL deal for, kombucha or whatever it is. So we didn't have anything like that. We're trying to make sure we're stretching our scholarship checks so we can, pay our rent and stuff like that. So it's a lot different, but I think the guys that love football love it a little bit more than everybody else, and it shows in their play, because guys that really like to compete and love football, you can just tell. And that's a hard thing to recruit, because sometimes guys love football when it's easy. See, a lot of people.
Everybody loves it when it's easy.
Yeah, but people, young people. And I'm not the old get off my lawn.
You are.
You so
are.
Right. I walk 10 miles to school in the snow and 100-mile-an-hour wind or anything like that. But I think sometimes young people think life is great when it's easy, or life is good when it's easy. And how does that correlate to sports? Not just football. A lot of people like the sport that they're playing when it's easy, when they can go out and kind of do whatever they want, and say in basketball, score 25 points and get a whole bunch of likes and retweets and stuff like that. And everybody, when you walk into your high school and everybody's looking at you like you're LeBron James, right? And same thing with football. So you can't put a star ranking on that, because you never know what they're made of until they face competition or face adversity. And so it's a lot different. But I do think you can bring it out of people. I think if you the atmosphere is of such, I think athletes, just like other people in other professions, are very adaptable, and they kind of adapt to their environment, or they just don't make it. But you need the majority of the guys to adapt to the environment that you want. Then therefore they can generally police the team, and all the coaches have to do is coach the team.
If you're a coach and there's two rooms of players, one, the door says heart, the other door, it says IQ. Where do you want your players from?
Oh, I mean, you like them both. I mean, you can't.
Well, you can't have them both.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you can have guys that play hard, but if they, can't walk and chew gum, that's that. That's one thing. And then if they don't know, they have no IQ, or if they have a high IQ, but are like paralysis by analysis and don't play with heart, it's different. So. You need a little bit of both. I know that's not the answer to your question, but you can't have one without the other. Now, football acumen, I think, is probably missing, and it's not necessarily the player's fault. It starts back in, like, youth football. It starts back when you first are getting kids, and it's not even just football, just youth sports. They're not teaching them the game, teaching them the why, teaching them the fundamentals, and so then that boils over into, say, middle school and then in high school. Again, you have these, and what guys do now, coaching, is they'll go around and recruit all these kids. So like football coaches, right, up in the metro, they'll go around and recruit all these kids from the metro area and just roll the ball out there and know that you can out-athlete all the other people, right, that you're playing against. But as you saw last year, you run up against Kearney, and they're going to out-fundament you. Fundamentally, you got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 D1 guys in there. And then everybody's looking at you like, man, you're supposed to be the coach with all this talent. And you're losing to some old quote unquote soft air quotes, Hicks from Kearney. So, I think all the things that the problems that you see in college football, and that boils over to the draft in NFL football, and you see so many busts. I think it starts in youth football because they don't go over the fundamentals. So, and then you see guys getting drafted on athletic ability and potential more than which is their tape. A perfect example of this is when I watched the NBA draft, and there was 3 guys that got drafted in 2 were in the lottery and 1 in the first round. And they're like, well, he didn't have a good shooting. He had a bad shooting year. Well, let's just think about this. You didn't shoot well in college, right? When you probably had more time to practice because a lot of the classes were online. You think you're going to go in the NBA against bigger, stronger, faster guys? All of a sudden now you're going to be able to shoot, and you got more free time. You know what I'm saying? Like it just baffled me. Oh yeah, he had real distraction, but he has actually good mechanics, so he can actually either you can shoot or you can't. The reason why you probably missed a lot of shots in college, because you can't shoot and you ain't work on it.
Shooting transfers. That's what everybody tells you. Somebody can shoot in high school, he'll find a spot.
Right.
Because shooting transfers. Right. It moves with you. Back into that coaching room. Talented, size, we can talk all about all those things, or speed.
I'm gonna take some talented guys because I think I could take the talent and nullify the speed. No, you can't. I mean, talented guys are going to have enough speed now. So what makes teams look extremely fast? You know what it does? Here's what, as we're watching the Kansas City Chiefs and the Browns, and what makes Kansas. And granted, Tyreek Hill he might be one of the fastest NFL players ever. So, but what makes him look extremely fast, or what makes Travis Kelce extremely fast, or makes Lamar Jackson extremely fast, besides being extremely fast, is when you throw, it's 3rd and 16, and the corner plays bail technique, and he's at 22 yards, and he throws a 8-yard hitch, comes up with bad tackling technique, and doesn't even have Tyreek Hill shake him, and then he starts to get in the sprint. He goes from 0 to, first gear to 5th gear. That's what really makes these guys look fast. What nullifies speed is playing with, good fundamentals, physical, making sure who is the guy that's going to be setting the edge, rallying to the ball, because obviously fast teams are going to be quick as well. So if they do, break a tackle, both whether it's outside or close to the numbers or in the middle of the field, that you're coming out of the stack and rallying. And so the yards after contact or yards after the catch or yards after contact, if you're a running back, so he makes Jay Foreman miss, we got to make sure that DP and Jake are there to, minimize that. And so then you don't get to see their speed. You kind of want to bottle them in, where speed is really good when you bust coverages. Everybody looks where they're not breaking stride. You want to impede their progress, right? You want to make them do something generally that they don't want to do. So if he's running a crossing route, I want to get some wood on him. So he's either got to pitter patter his feet or it gets him off of his direct route. But if I let him run a crossing route and I try to play top down on him and he catches on stride and I miss the tackle, well, the corner has his back turned, right? And he's already up on the corner. Now the receiver just got to get in his way. Now, again, he has just ran a 40 or 50-yard sprint full speed up on the safeties. And so, that's going to be huge again for any defense against these. And this is any defense against these type of offenses that are being coached and played in college football and the pros and high school. And that, again, that's all the way back, in my opinion, to youth high school coaches. They need to do more teaching and more coaching versus the recruiting and rolling the ball out there and encapsulating them in their high school program and not growing the game and growing their players.
I would always say I'm from the school of teaching you how to play,
right,
rather than teaching you plays. If I give you rules for what you should do in various situations,
sure,
I'm creating a better athlete than that. You're a linebacker. You have to drop in the coverage. Which one makes you smile? Zone coverage, man coverage?
I was a pretty decent man coverage guy, so I didn't really, but obviously you're going against. I didn't really like, covering Dallas Clark. I would say it, man. That's the fastest white dude I ever seen in my life, man. Homeboy was fast. Him and Jordy Nelson.
He could.
Homeboy had that like hood speed. Dallas Clark was fast, man. I don't care what nobody said.
Remembering you against Dallas Clark, Frank Wycheck, and you mentioned Gordy. Who was their tight end
at Green Bay?
Yeah,
they had a few of them. I forget, he was number Finley. It was like a Michael Finley or something like that. Jermichael Finley. So, it's, zone is good. Zone's really good when you have a really good pass rush or have a really good blitz package, because you can kind of steal some routes and some balls. And, if you're not getting any pass rush, zone sucks because, they're just running around just running around on you and you just can't do anything. So, this kind of depends. Depends if you're, a soft man team or a pressure man team, if you're a matchup zone or you kind of a soft zone. So it kind of just depends on what you got.
Who were the guys that you hated to line up against in pass coverage? You mentioned Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark, because usually I was covering him from inside out and they were not impeding his get off.
Okay.
So he was eating up any type of cushion I had, and I'm trying to play run against Edgerrin James, and Peyton Manning have 5,000 checks, right? The one guy in pass coverage that was cold-blooded was Marshall Faulk, because he ran routes from the running back position like a receiver, and so you have constantly had the good leverage, and he was fast too, and he could catch the ball. So, and then, he can go house call on you. So the guys like that, everybody was, I will say this, there's so many I was thinking about this week. There's so many rookie quarterbacks playing versus when I played. I mean, you could just increase your stats by, that they're going to draft a quarterback every single year, every 2 years. You got to think with New York Jets, right? Sam Darnold, like 4 years ago, was the franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got this new dude in there. You're going to get a pick or two, because they don't know no better. They're just going to throw you a couple balls. So, it's a different type of game. It's different, structure of the NFL. It's kind of the turnovers, regardless, first round pick or second round pick. They used to have 3 or 4 years with them, right? They knew that you wouldn't get rid of them for 3 or 4 years. Now they be getting rid of first round picks like yesterday.
They're signing for the dismount.
man. I mean, Tua was in there. He was the franchise quarterback. Tua was there. Then they were going to trade for Deshaun Watson. Then they were going to trade for him again. Now Tua's the guy for it. And they're going to be looking at a quarterback next year.
Poor Jake. For the poor Jake.
I'm just saying that, I mean, this is not messing with the Dolphins.
He is who he is.
But this is the Jets. This is everybody. They're doing it all the time.
My goodness gracious. We'll do that. We'll throw it a break, but I'll plant the seed for this question for you because, give you time to think about it, sir. Running quarterback, pocket quarterback. Who would you rather face? Don't answer now. Give me the answer after the break. We're live at Tanner's. I'm DP. He's the Husker Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep your home comfort system running efficiently with ESP from Bryant. Get total system checks twice each year and never pay overtime on service calls. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In football, Lincoln Pius was able to secure their first win of the season over Lincoln High. The Thunderbolts won the game 28-21 in double overtime. In other matchups this last week, Lincoln Northeast took care of business, beating Omaha Northwest 48-7. Lincoln Southeast won over Grant Island 17-7. Lincoln Southwest beat Omaha North 20-17. Elkhorn just got past Waverly with a final score of 14-3, and Lincoln Christian fell to Fort Calhoun 28-13. Moving to softball, on Monday, Lincoln Southwest continued their hot stretch, taking down their Class A rival Lincoln Southeast in both games, 11-3 in the first and 7-1 in the second. In Class A volleyball, Lincoln Southwest has moved up to 3 in the power rankings after beating Omaha Westside. The record now sits at 5-0. In Class B, Norris won over Elkhorn South. They currently sit with a record of 10-0. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Patchy fog possible this morning, then becoming mainly sunny with an afternoon high of 81. A little breezy. South winds could gust over 20 at times. We're looking at clear skies tonight, a low dropping down to 65. We'll heat up a bit further tomorrow with a high of around 90, as south winds could gust to around 25. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Angry about a recent Nebraska football loss? Go throw axes at Kraft Axe Throwing. Optimistic about the upcoming Nebraska football game? Go sign up for free football tickets at Kraft Axe Throwing. Bring some friends, reserve a bay for an hour or more, release anger at the targets by hucking an axe at it, and walk away feeling better about yourselves and the football season just in time to enter for a chance to win a free pair of tickets to the next home game as you walk out the door. Reserve your lane online at craftaxethrowing.com or call 402-802-9696. Kraft Axe Throwing at 18th and N in Lincoln.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's. Do-do-do-do-do.
Wakey, wakey, breakfast, Casey's.
Casey's new breakfast, featuring delicious handmade sandwiches like this signature handheld made with our fresh made-from-scratch dough. Buy any hot breakfast item and get a coffee for just $1. Casey's, here for good.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In football, Lincoln Pius was able to secure their first win of the season over Lincoln High. The Thunderbolts won the game 28-21 in double overtime. In other matchups this last week, Lincoln Northeast took care of business, beating Omaha Northwest 48-7. Lincoln Southeast won over Grant Island 17-7. Lincoln Southwest beat Omaha North 20-17. Elkhorn just got past Waverly with a final score of 14-3, and Lincoln Christian fell to Fort Calhoun 28-13. Moving to softball, on Monday, Lincoln Southwest continued their hot stretch, taking down their Class A rival Lincoln Southeast in both games, 11-3 in the first and 7-1 in the second. In Class A volleyball, Lincoln Southwest has moved up to 3 in the power rankings after beating Omaha Westside. The record now sits at 5-0. In Class B, Norris won over Elkhorn South. They currently sit with a record of 10-0. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Join DP and Jay Foreman on Wednesday at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. DP will go 1-on-1 at 3 with Husker Online Sean Callahan, and Jay joins in from 4 to 6 to preview the Oklahoma game and more. That's all this Wednesday at Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back live at Tanner's, 30th and Yankee Hill. We'll be here. I will be here till 8-ish, depending on how the night goes. We found out that Buzzy Corretto is coming in at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8, and he will be here with Derek Walker. Derek Walker will be here, Tanner. So stop by. We've got a Stanley Morgan jersey we're going to raffle off. We'll take care of that for you. Jay Foreman, sir.
What's happening?
That question from a linebacker standpoint. It's your week of prep. Would you rather prep for a pocket quarterback or a running quarterback?
I like the pocket quarterback because you know where he's at. The big boys can get him, and you can get him off a spot. Now, if you're going against Dan Marino, then you'd rather have a running quarterback. Running quarterbacks are hard because now if he's purely a running quarterback, then obviously, a guy that can say he can't really throw, obviously you want to go against that type of.
Yeah, I'm not saying J.C. Watt.
Right. Now you're talking about the modern day type of
Lamar versus Brady. Which one gives you the greater nightmare week of prep?
Oh well, Brady, because Brady is just so precise, and there's nothing that you can do that he hasn't seen. Lamar, I think you can still confuse him.
Brady's not going to make you look bad. Lamar could get you over space.
Yeah, but I mean, you can give me sure, that's fine, but I think you can win more games against Lamar than Brady. If you played him 16 times, I think that's I'm talking about you breaking my ankles. That's fine. If that's the best thing that you can do and we win the game, I'll take that. Now running quarterback, say like I'm just thinking of just a regular guy that's a supposedly dual threat.
Yeah,
those to me are a little bit harder, and is because if he can pass and then he can beat you with his legs on those like third and mediums, the 3rd and 5 to 8s or 4 to 8s, and get the 9 yards. And I call them death by 1,000 paper cuts, where you think like, okay, we're winning. You got everybody covered up. He has great pocket presence, and slips out of like a Ben Roethlisberger back in his younger days, right? Slips out of it, and then he gets that big first down to extend the drive. Those are the ones that really, really worry you the most.
Aaron Rodgers is really good at that.
Like an Aaron Rodgers like that, but somebody that runs a little bit more than Aaron Rodgers. I'm trying to think of somebody.
I would say Russell.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
To me, that's the guy that
does both, and
I'm losing sleep over.
Yeah, he does both, and
because Russell Wilson, he gets that ball with like a minute and a half, it's over. Because I'm telling you, he's accurate enough to sit in the pocket and dice you up, and and he's thick though too, and he can get those hard first downs that's going to extend the drive.
It's been, and the text line is busy, so we'll get to those in the next segment. But having talked to defenders, and they said, well, what would you rather face? The power running back, let's say Derrick Henry, or would you rather face Barry Sanders? You said Falk, and I was going to go with Falk, but then I think that Barry elevates it to another level of wow. Like I don't know what I'm in for here.
Yeah, I'd probably rather face Barry just because I mean, you're worried about Barry hitting you with the big run, but the other 20 runs, you're going to do well against him. Derrick Henry will wear you out, and he can go to house call on you, and he will do it all game. That's the thing with Derrick Henry.
Is their system really set up for him to do that? Is that a wear and tear system?
Yeah, they want to beat you up. The Titans,
yeah,
they want to beat you up and then play action and then just go over top of you and then keep doing it. But Derrick Henry will seal the deal. They start running their 4 minute with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Outlast.
Yeah.
They'll outlast you.
Yeah. So
who was the best you faced?
Running back?
Yeah. Like the one that
I would say. Well,
Falk did everything well.
Yeah, Marshall Falk, but I only played against him a few times. I would probably say Edgerrin James.
What did he do that made him so?
Everything. He could pass block. He was physical. He was fast enough to go 80 or whatever. He could make you miss. He set up his blocks. He was smart and he was tough. I mean, he was big enough that he had no weakness in where you hit him. So another running back that doesn't get a lot of love is Fred Taylor. The thing with Fred, if you started fast against him, you could generally have a good day. But Fred Taylor was probably the fastest running back in the league, I think.
Wow. Well, you don't think of him that way.
Oh, but you go back and look at his highlight tapes, he's busting off 60, 70-yard touchdowns all the time. All the time. His whole career.
Was he helped by Mark Brunell? Was that?
Well, they had, Jimmy Smith and
who's on the other side? There were two Jimmys.
No, it was Jimmy Smith.
Keenan McCardle.
And then they had, a slew of tight ends, and they had a really good offensive line. So, I mean, they were physical offensive line, and he and Fred could, ram it up in there, but, it'd be 4th and 1, and they run a power, he's gone.
Do you differentiate between quality college runners and pro runners?
Yeah. I mean, what's funny? So when I was in Buffalo, we drafted a lot of guys from Tennessee, and so Sean Bryson is one of my best friends, and I remember we'd watch, and I remember watching Tennessee, I think, against UCLA when Arian Foster was there, and he fumbled the ball like he was doing really well, and then he just kept fumbling that night. And I remember telling Sean, I was like, I said, that dude's going to be a better pro than he is college, just because of the style, his ability to catch out of the backfield, and the things that he was doing. And the fumbles were a couple great plays by defenders that were, throwing their hand in there and they get it. So it wasn't like a technique thing or he had small hands, and he ended up being pretty productive in the league and being a free agent. And, I think he's in the Houston Texans Ring of Honor, and he had a great career.
I think he actually goes in this year.
Yeah, because I think of COVID they delayed it, and then, but yeah, he's he was one of those guys. When you see him, he's going to be a good runner. I mean, you talk about Tim Biakabatuka. He never really showed me anything in college that made me believe that he was going to be a good runner. You know what I mean? In the league, he's kind of like a boomer bust, and he wasn't consistent. But you see some guys that that are going to be good, and that are good in college, and they're going to be good in the pros, and just kind of depends on who they are. And like the guy from Minnesota that got hurt, I think he's one of those guys that was, that I still think is going to have a great career. I know that dude from Iowa State will be pretty good.
Michigan State's runner intrigues me.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen enough of him because he's a transfer. So you don't have like a whole year's worth. You just kind of see him in this first short 2 or 3 week periods. But Michigan State, they're a physical team. Mel Tucker's going to have them physically ready to go. Sparty tough or whatever they say they are, and so you got to go out there and be physical against them, and they're not going to really make a lot of mistakes.
Is the Big Ten the best running back conference, or would you lean towards just Pac-12?
Oh, Pac-12.
The
SEC.
I hate giving SEC credit, but just from Alabama alone.
Yeah, Alabama alone, they 4 or 5 deep, so they make up for whoever isn't running at other schools.
Vanderbilt,
But you got Vanderbilt, right? But you got to think Mississippi got or Ole Miss. They have 2 dogs back there running the ball. They got 2 guys, one that's kind of like a physical runner, and one that can juke and jive and get you.
Who was the law firm from Ole Miss that Bay Ellis that played for the Patriots?
For the Patriots, yeah. He had the 2 hyphenated names,
right?
It's I think the Big Ten is I think it's top to bottom the best conference with the best players and the best coaches, because you have offenses that are portable, they're physical and they're finesse and explosive, but you have defenses that actually can play against anybody and do well. A perfect example is Iowa.
Could Alabama be good in playing in Big Ten cold weather games?
Yeah.
That would transfer.
Yeah, that would transfer.
What about USC?
No. They're not good at even playing in warm weather.
LSU.
Right, they're not good at playing in warm weather.
Yeah, there are some teams. We used to have.
They're just not good.
All the time.
But Alabama has the mindset they're going to play you any place, anywhere, anytime. They're going to play the same way. Monday, you play them on Monday. They're going to play that way. They just play the same way. LSU had a magical year, and that's about it.
A magical quarterback.
A magical quarterback that got hot and kind of figured it out, and he really got his chance, and he's number 1 pick. LSU is probably the most frustrating SEC team for the SEC conference, because they probably have Texas A&M, but they probably have the best pool of high school players every single year to choose from in Louisiana, because you can go down there and you can find running backs, receivers, linemen, rushers, just in that state alone. You know what I mean? And so when you see them not being able to compete on a national level, you'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah, you would think from California, Texas, just from size alone, size of the state alone. California, Texas, Florida.
Yeah.
Louisiana's producing. Georgia, who's
on the sneak, it's Alabama. They were saying that has a ton of players. So all that down south, they're producing a ton of players.
Well, they're getting second generation players too now. So
yeah,
okay,
they're getting a ton of players down there. So when you're the head coach at LSU and you're going out to UCLA and getting beat physically, and you look like a team that's not well coached, especially their linebackers, that's alarming, and especially when it's it's a game. I think it was their first game, right? So you've been studying and practicing for it
you're ready for it
longer than anybody you're going to play. So it's not an exact science to win, because now when you got Alabama and Georgia, generally are battling with Ohio State to be 1, 2, or 3 in recruiting every year. They're getting ahead, and what teams are doing, what people don't understand, is they're going and recruiting guys and getting them to commit just so they don't go to the rival. And then now it's easier now with the transfer portal. You can always go, to another school, but they've been doing that for a while, and the SEC has had that type of mentality for quite some time.
We'll put a pin there. We'll come back, and I'll ask you. I'll give you the question now, but I'll ask for your answer when we return. What is Iowa doing that Nebraska isn't? Iowa's currently at 5 in the country.
Are they?
5. They've 5 in one poll, 7 in the other. Not exactly the hotbed of recruiting. Not exactly the talent pool of America, but somehow they're in the top 10. I'll ask you when we come back. What is Iowa doing? We'll do that. We'll get the answer when we come back.
Right.
I'm DP. He's Jay Foreman.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie.
Andy, when people drive by your lot, they don't see as many new Hondas as normal, but I'm told you have hundreds on the way.
We sure do, Charlie. We have more than 500 to choose from that are either here or on the way. Most of them are inbound.
Do you still have that great financing, Andy?
We do, as low as 0% APR financing on select new Honda.
What about used cars and trucks?
Well, right now we have more than 120 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, and just about any make or model. And we have over 50 certified pre-owned Hondas to choose from.
Andy, that is really great news for your customers. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Patchy fog possible this morning, then becoming mainly sunny with an afternoon high of 81. A little breezy. South winds could gust over 20 at times. We're looking at clear skies tonight, a low dropping down to 65. We'll heat up a bit further tomorrow with a high of around 90, as south winds could gust to around 25. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric has been serving Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for over 50 years. They've been a trusted name to deliver honest, quality services you can count on. It's always important to know someone you can trust, whether it's for your home or your business. Action is well established and offers convenience and reliability, always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus, as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs. Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials, so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market, and high quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good proof ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Building a house today is completely different than it was a year ago. It's great. It's a great time to build a house.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Interest rates are fantastic. Our lot selection is fantastic. Being a large volume builder like we are, we tend to get very good discounts from our suppliers, which has been very helpful. So if you want to build right now, it's a great time to call, make an appointment, set a budget, sign a contract. You're locked in. I'm locked in. Let's figure out your location. Let's get that lot reserved. It allows you then to have some freedom and room to sell your home for a great profit. In the end, it's going to be a win-win for you.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush.
Again, we're live at Tanner's 30th and Yankee Hill. Chance to win $25. Tanner's gift card. Just go to Tanner's Facebook page. Find the post that is promoting the giveaway and guess how many points Nebraska will score against Oklahoma. Also, tag a friend in the post who you'd spend the gift card with. That's a simple gesture and a simple courtesy. Go ahead and do that. Also, on the Sartor Heyman text line, I saw two numbers. I saw 56 and 31. You go ahead and text in how many points you think Nebraska will score against Oklahoma on Saturday. Jay, I asked a question with all the surprises, the early season surprises. A 2C goes down, Ohio State goes down. For you, Iowa's sitting at 5.
Right.
What are they doing to make that happen? It's not. This is not America's recruiting center.
No, Iowa's always going to be a consistent program because they've had the same head coach for what, 20-some years. They kind of been playing it,
38 years.
At least Kurt Ferentz has gotten over of trying to throw his name in every time the Jacksonville Jaguars job is up so he can get a new contract. Once he got that lifetime contract, that stuff was done. But so he's been there. So the consistency and the culture and development and what he's looking for is there. So they got guys that they go recruit that they can plug in. So it's a lot different than if you're trying to compare it to Nebraska. So the reason why they're at 5, they started out wherever they were and they played. I don't think Iowa State was a top 10 team.
Yeah, they were. There was 9 versus 10.
No, they were, but they aren't a top 10 team. Actual top 10 team.
Yeah.
And Indiana, you want to play them, the first game when Michael Penix isn't fully back and confident, and they're still trying to adjust their offense to him. Now, I'm saying that, not taking anything away from Iowa. The defense came out hot. The first pass, they took it back to the crib. 2 defensive touchdowns in the first game, and then obviously a couple turnovers against Iowa State. And they're running the ball good enough to really control the game once they get with a lead. So they're playing really, sound and complementary football, and that's just the way Iowa is. And so that's how they've been able to be consistent these last 5 to 8 years, I think, so their biggest hurdle is being able to compete with the big boys. And what they're able to do is they play a lot of zone on defense and they have smart football players. And they're able to, play that defense and with they've always seemed to have a consistent defensive linemen or guys that kind of make plays every single year. And they, whether it's in their system or just being good players, they've had some guys drafted in the first round, second round, and in the third round that have been really, really, big factors. You got to think, I think his name is Carl Davis, was like a 4th or 5th round pick of the Ravens. And he was flat out, when healthy, unstoppable. And then he was really, really a big factor, I think, even when the Ravens won their last Super Bowl. And so it's a guy that you don't hear about. He's not like, the guy they had a couple years ago or, that's playing for Buffalo. So you got to think they're doing a good job and able to recruit to what they like. And they haven't changed what they like to recruit and do. Maybe not ever. And now they changed some stuff because they brought in, Woods, the former linebacker that, so he's done a little bit. One thing I think I was done is they've adjusted and, added some younger coaches at certain positions, which is, from my point of view, and I don't know who they recruit, these particular coaches recruit, but it's brought a different energy. I think it's probably energized some of the older coaches, in particular their head coach. And they've taken advantage, and what they've done is they've beat the teams that they're supposed to and won games that they weren't supposed to, like when they beat Ohio State that year, beat them pretty bad at home. That's okay. That's a program changing win. And so within that's going to open up your brand power on a national level. So they've done some good things, and they're going to continue to do it. where they end up at the end of the year, that's really where it will tell you where they're at. I'd be highly surprised if they end up at number 5, but then, I've seen crazier things. The funny thing about Iowa is the years that they're supposed to be good, they kind of like last year, right? You expect them to be real good, and they kind of started off real slow, and then they kind of figured it out, right? So the years that they're really not supposed to be good are the years that they go like 11-1. It's the funniest thing ever.
If this team goes 11-1 this year, it would be the saddest year in the history of mankind.
Yeah,
it's a statement about college football,
right?
If Iowa goes 11-1, I'll turn off my TV during
but you
the
can do
holidays.
it if you got guys that are disciplined, buy into what you're doing, and go out there and execute. Because take the Alabama and the, like Clemson on a normal year and the Georgia out there, but you got a lot of teams that are lost some really good quarterbacks, a lot of inconsistent play. And you got some coaches out there that are really trying to call plays boom or bust, right? So if they're booming, it's booming, right? Like, Antonio Brown is like business was booming. But when it's busting, it's really, really bad. So a team like Iowa can feast on that. And you got to think that, so they can kind of lay in the weeds. And then once you kind of slip up, they're going to, feast on you like some hyenas.
They're sitting at 5, and it drives me crazy. We'll throw it a break. Again, we're live at Tanner's, 30th and Yankee Hill. As a part of this show, different voices are required.
Right.
Like, it's just different voices are required. One of the most known voices and familiar voices to the University of Nebraska will join us at the top of the hour. Yeah, how about that? Sit tight. You're listening to Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is it time to replace your home's heating and cooling system? Here's a tip. Call Bryant. Hi, folks. Greg Schaff here, the voice of the Huskers. Your friends at Bryant offer some of the most efficient and high-tech equipment available while still offering you the options of good, better, and best. Please remember, Bryant gives you a full 24-month satisfaction guarantee. Now that's comfort. Call Bryant. Schedule a free, no-obligation comfort match estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
This is a Broncos Radio Network update.
Touchdown, Denver! How about that? I like that!
Broncos insider Brandon Cristal, after Sunday's season-opening win 27-13 at the Giants, the biggest question mark for the Broncos currently appears to be health. Here's head coach Vic Fangio on wideout Jerry Jeudy, who was carted off the field in the second half with a lower leg injury.
Definitely got a high ankle sprain. Everything else checked out good. He's going to miss some time. I mean, it's hard to put a timetable on it right now. At this moment, it'll just be recovery.
More surprisingly, Fangio also shared this about right guard Graham Glasgow.
He had an irregular heartbeat going. Started bothering him in the second or third series, and he just kept trying to play through it.
Glasgow went straight from MetLife Stadium to the hospital to get checked out and stayed behind in New York for more testing. Fangio also said linebacker Bradley Chubb, who didn't play in the opener, will hopefully be back on the field soon. Broncos play Sunday at Jacksonville.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their new Empyrean, New Belgium, and Prost selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric has been serving Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for over 50 years. They've been a trusted name to deliver honest, quality services you can count on. It's always important to know someone you can trust, whether it's for your home or your business. Action is well established and offers convenience and reliability, always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
Angry about a recent Nebraska football loss? Go throw axes at Kraft Axe Throwing. Optimistic about the upcoming Nebraska football game? Go sign up for free football tickets at Kraft Axe Throwing. Bring some friends, reserve a bay for an hour or more, release anger at the targets by hucking an axe at it, and walk away feeling better about yourselves and the football season just in time to enter for a chance to win a free pair of tickets to the next home game as you walk out the door. Reserve your lane online at craftaxethrowing.com or call 402-802-9696. Kraft Axe Throwing at 18th and N in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Patchy fog possible this morning, then becoming mainly sunny with an afternoon high of 81. A little breezy. South winds could gust over 20 at times. We're looking at clear skies tonight, a low dropping down to 65. We'll heat up a bit further tomorrow with a high of around 90, as south winds could gust to around 25. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
I'm Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Nebraska volleyball fell in 4 sets to number 16 Stanford last night, losing the first set 25-19 before coming back and winning the second 25-12, and then falling in the next two 25-21 and 25-23. Kayla Caffey paced the Huskers with 12 kills and 7 blocks, while Nicklin Hames recorded her 6th straight double-double. Next up for Nebraska, number 5 Louisville comes to Lincoln on Saturday. The game will be televised on BTN, and first serve is set for 7 p.m. Nebraska Wrestling announced their schedule today, one that includes 8 of the top 25 teams from last year's NCAA championships. The Huskers will also host the Big Ten championships inside Pinnacle Bank Arena March 17th through the 19th. Their season opens November 11th with the Nebraska duels against Nebraska Kearney and Shadrad State. The Husker football team continues to prepare for their matchup with the number 3 Oklahoma Sooners down in Norman. Defensive coordinator Eric Chenander said yesterday that he would like the defense to be put out on the field first to, quote, set the tone of this football game, end quote. Nebraska's defense hasn't given up 400 yards or more to an opponent in their last 7 contests, but will be tested by a Sooner offense that averages 527 yards per game this season. Kickoff from Norman is at 11 a.m. and will be broadcast on Fox. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Again, happy Wednesday. We're live at Tanner's 30th in Yankee Hill. We've got a nice evening for you. I'm just telling you, after this, at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8, Buzzy Carruthers and Derek Walker will come down, and it's What's the Buzz? We'll do that from 6 to 8. And then from 8 to 10, it'll be Terrence Badgett, Tony Farmer, and Rashawn Jackson. So it's tickets going deep and long tonight. Just post up, get yours in. I want to bring in another voice, and it's way cool. It's about time. We're long overdue. Matt Courtney, how you doing, brother?
Hey, DP, thank you for having me on. You have found me at my second home. I have written the pregame show for the Husker football broadcast at the end of that bar for about 8 years now. I get a lot of work done here, and it's a good place to eat and have a beverage, and you see so many people here. But love your show, and thanks for having me on.
It's always interesting to me to get the different perspective.
Yeah.
No matter what sport it is, you call it as though it's the game of the century. And I love that because I know how taxing that is. I know that requires commitment and passion, and you have it all. First of all, how'd you get into it?
1977. I was living in a little town of Miller, Missouri, west of Springfield, Missouri, southwest corner of Missouri, and the high school and junior high are combined. and I'm in an English class taught by the high school newspaper teacher. Day 2, she walks into 7th grade and says, "Who here likes sports?" One kid raised his hand. She said, "You're going to write sports for the high school newspaper?" My high school journalism class doesn't have anybody. Didn't know how to take notes. My mom got me a tape recorder, so I started, recording my notes in the stands. The lady comes up to me during a football game. She says, "How much you selling your tapes for of you doing play-by-play?" I said, "These are my notes." She says, "I'll give you $5." All of a sudden, I changed my tune.
Mm-hmm.
In my high school, where Steve Warren went to high school, the great Husker, Springfield Kickapoo High, we were the first school to have live cable access, and we did every sporting event there was in the early 1980s. And I won 2 Missouri high school broadcasting championships and got a job as a TV sports director at age 18, right out of high school. And then Missouri State women's basketball wanted to start doing women's basketball, and I was on the stat crew there as part of the sports information department. And then it's just kind of ballooned from there. I love it. I've got a face made to be on the radio, so it's perfect right now.
Well, we're streaming today, so everybody's got. Yeah.
Here's what's great. Okay, the reason you have me on your show, you're old school.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm half of that. I'm just old. Okay. Now, when I started calling women's basketball, college women's basketball on the radio, there's no 3-point line. You talk to kids today, they don't realize what there used to not be a 3-point line. So I'm old. I'm as old school as they get.
Yeah, and I love that you share the history. It's easy to get caught up in the game itself. But I've always found that if I could connect the last thing with the first thing, it's always better. It's always more meaningful. You do a really good job of telling the story of the people in the game.
Thanks.
And that's always impressive. It's we don't talk about it enough, which also says that you do your homework.
It's all about homework. I will tell you that I've had some great mentors in my life, and the game should be fun. The work is before the game. And, I've had so many people come up to me and say, "Oh, do you hate Iowa? Do you hate Texas?" And, I know the coaches so well in our league. I can't hate the coaches, and especially the young people who play this game. I'll never forget Lindsey Metters was the point guard for Iowa State. Great point guard, is now married to Bill Fennelly's son. She got married to the coach's son, but she was a freshman. She walked into the Devaney Center one day, came off the bus, walked up to me. She said, "You're Matt Coatney. You're the play-by-play guy. I love listening to you, and we're going to kick your butt tonight." And she became a long time I'm friends with so many opposing players. And, DP, I'm still friends with very good friends. Of course, social media makes it easier, but
yes,
with that first team from 1985. So thank you. It's the fans like hearing the stories about the people. And once we get away from that, then, we need to do something else, I think.
How excited are you that we're reaching almost normalcy? Like there may be a shot that you won't have to call the game from a closet. You'll be able to do this courtside again and actually feed off and do the dance that we do with the crowd in the game.
We survived last year. For 1 year, it was great. But, Amy Williams introduced me to the team at their first meeting this summer. And there are 11 people on this year's roster who had never met me in person because of the pandemic. And it was pretty emotional for me. She knows they circle up, like all teams do after practice. And she brought me out there and gave me a great introduction. But she said, and this is what made me kind of tear up, she said, the 7 of you last year, and now there's, 4 this year, who have never met Matt, you got cheated because you have never felt what it's like, really, to be on a Husker women's basketball road trip because he wasn't with us. And if that doesn't get you a little bit, it's, to me, the season starts on the first road trip. That's when the team is there. And that means your trainer or your video coordinator or your radio guy or the SI or if it's the same bus. Some teams get the same bus driver all the time. That's the team. I mean, it really is. And that's what we missed last year across. And it's not just me. Everybody I talked to. I wasn't the only guy calling a game in the studio. So I am so excited that we're not there yet, but we're very, very close.
The only thing I've been asked if I wanted to get back into play-by-play, and I said the only thing that I miss from it are the people.
Yeah, exactly.
And you talk about going on the road. That's where the real personalities get exposed, right? Yeah. Like you get to see what it's really like, how they are in places that you can't normally get to. that now you get to see it up close and personal.
Yeah, I'll tell you something that meant the world to me. I umpired softball for 31 years, five national championships, and I always look at games. Look, officials miss calls. I mean, I'm not. Look, I'm going to call it like I'm going to call it because I would want that if I were officiating a game. But I do get to know the officials, and if you listen to me, I will tell you at the start of a game how many Final Fours, how many national championship games someone has done. And someone says to me, "Where did you find that?" I said, "I did the research on that because, look, they're on the floor. I want fans to know, look, they might have missed a call. This is as good as it gets." Okay, I'm telling you, when Dee Cantner's on the floor and she's called the Boston Celtics,
I love it. Dee and I have been friends,
right,
since her days in Charlotte when she originally got in. That's
right.
That's how far back Dee Cantner.
When you look at Dee Cantner past Sally Bell for the most national championships ever done, or a Lisa Mattingly or a Scotty Yarbrough, I want people to know that. And last year, my broadcast partner Jeff Reese is part of the university, so he went on the road. And it was he's like, the officials came out, "Where's Matt? Please tell him hi." And I always talk to him before the game, because I just want them to know, hey, you have a job to do. I appreciate you. And sometimes they'll let you know about, hey, here is why we're calling something this way. Here's a point of emphasis. I remember I was on the road with the fans on a trip one time, and they didn't realize that the officials get tape. They get a DVD. They have a SharePoint site. They get told, hey, you've got Nebraska against Penn State, and the last time they played, the crew missed a bunch of illegal screens, so make sure what you're looking at the pinch post here. Mm-hmm. And fans are like, well, I'm like, oh, they do scouting just like, what's great about the world we live in, DP, is I've got a Roku stick at home that I wear out the rewind button on my remote because, man, I watch so much more tape now because I can see we're going to play the University of Maine to start the season. I can watch, Maine play. And 10 years ago, I couldn't watch, Maine tape. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you find yourself going to practice just to get more information?
I find myself going to practice early for a couple of reasons. To see what the player rotations are, who plays well with each other, but also how they look when I can't see a number early. When Jordan Hooper was here, great 2,000-point scorer out of Alliance, Nebraska, her game's completely different than Haley Sample, who was our best defensive player. But across the floor, when there's an official's butt in my way and three opponents, they had the same hairstyle. And it took me the month of October to learn, Hooper's shoulders kind of fade this way and Sample slunches. I would like to think in a Big Ten game that I don't need uniform numbers to know who's on the floor because everybody looks different in a uniform. Everybody moves different. Everybody comes off a screen different. When you invert to the block, there's a certain way they do it. That's why I go to practice. And then when I'm on the road with the team, I see enough, in game day shoot around and practice when I'm on the team. But it's really in October. That's what I'm paying attention to is how do they move so I know what they look like in their uniform when they move.
You also, the thing that happens, and it was Kevin Greavy who told me and used the phrase comfortable movement.
Yeah.
And he said the thing that happens with play-by-play folks who do it on a regular basis is you see Sam Hybe coming off a screen. You know what her rhythm looks like. Like, what a good release looks like because you've seen it so much. If somebody falls, you've seen their natural movement, so that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And you also see when they're playing at their normal pace and space rather than when they're not.
When they're dogging it.
You capture that. You did it last year with Izzy Bourne a couple of times, and it was fantastic because most people would have missed it. You were all over it, and I cheered for you.
Oh.
Like, I left the game for a moment, and I cheered you because it was like, wait a minute. He got it.
Yeah.
He got it. Not everybody does. What all of that says is you care. You care about telling the truth. You care about representing the story well, and you want to highlight the players.
Wow. Well, thanks. I've never had anybody tell me that, and I appreciate that. I will tell you it's all about the players, and they work so hard. And I do want to tell the story. I think the biggest compliment I ever had is we had a player here. We were still in the Big 12, and we were at the Big 12 tournament in Oklahoma City. And I was leaving the arena, and this mom came up to me. She says, I want you to know I came to this, and I didn't want to, but I felt like I owed my daughter I hate home games because I can't listen to you guys. The road games are the best because I understand the game better listening to the broadcast. And if we make the fans understand the game better, then I think we've done our job. Because if you're just tuning in for me to move the ball around and tell you a score, I've not done my job. I want you to feel what I'm feeling. I get pretty excited, okay? But
what?
Yeah.
What?
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring you along with my emotion. And that's part of what you're talking about, I think.
It was you. I laughed the first time I heard it. And the first, heck yeah, that I thought he has lost it. I'm like, Matt has lost it. Like, he's gone. Bye-bye. He's gone. Yeah. But then I thought, oh, man, he's locked in.
You talking about my three-point goal?
Yes, you're locked in.
Yeah.
And the best part is you can't help hide your excitement when you see a shot go up and you think it's going down.
Yeah. I'll give you the
Yeah, you.
When it looks good coming out of Sandy's hands and it misses, I'm ready to give it that big you betcha. And it's my 3-point call started off as a joke. My broadcast partner at Missouri State, Don West, and I did a game in which one of our players tied the NCAA record with 11 threes. And on the 11th one, he said, "Can she hit another one?" You betcha she can. So one night, many years ago, I was doing a game, and I knew he was listening. And maybe you do this on the radio. Maybe you have a word you say or something if you know a friend's listening.
Yeah.
And so I dropped a big you betcha on a 3-pointer just for him. And I came home, and my son said, "Hey, you need to stay with that." And then fans started showing up with signs.
Betcha.
And I was like, it was a joke just between me and my best friend. But it's become a Valentine's Day card. It's a lanyard. It's a license plate. ESPN used it when Jordan Hooper played in the World University Games in Russia. And I'm proud of it. At one time I didn't want to become the I've fallen and I can't get up guy. Where's the beef guy? But if you're known for something, embrace it. And the fans get mad if I don't say you betcha on a 3-pointer. So I'm proud of it.
And it's tied to longevity.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that over hey, if you're filling in, that doesn't work. Like there's got to be familiarity, and you care about them, but they've got to care about you, and you've managed to get across that bridge, and that's where you live now. Like I have people that when I first got here, they said I listened to the game from the text line. Women's basketball is the only sport that I listen to the radio broadcast when I watched on TV, and there's one reason.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, that is so cool. Thank you so much.
It's you've got your own space in this thing. I always pay attention to when you get to interact, when you and Amy Williams are in the same place.
Yeah.
Same place, same space. There is a respect that doesn't always happen between head coach and play-by-play guy.
Oh, thank you.
Why? Because you often have to say the thing that she doesn't want you to say.
Yeah.
But she also respects the fact that you would tell the truth.
Thanks.
How do you guys bridge that? How do you guys deal with that?
It's all Amy because, she came into a tough spot. I mean, you think about, I was with Connie Yorey for 15 years, and I came here because of Paul Sandiford. When Connie Yorey got here originally from Creighton, she said, I was a little weary because I thought you were a Paul guy. And she said, I found out you were a women's basketball guy. And Amy is, I don't even know. I mean, I've got a pretty large vocabulary, I think. I don't have enough words. You look at her husband, Lloyd, what an unbelievable guy. What a great family. They're all about family. And she came in and immediately asked my advice. And I've never, it's funny. All the coaches, I've been around a lot of Hall of Fame coaches, I always look to them for advice and to have a coach. And I understand it. Okay. I mean, because it was kind of a weird situation when she came in. When she asked me for advice, I was going to give her a very straight answer. And I think very quickly, Amy and I developed a lot of trust. And I think if you're a play-by-play voice of a major Division I sport, that coach has to trust you to be on the bus because you're going to hear some things the fans don't need to know about.
Oh, you're going to hear stuff that the family doesn't know about.
There's some things that you just you chuck it back there. And, the thing I love about Amy is she keeps it real. And, yeah, there are some times you got to ask the tough question, and she answers the tough question. And I hope I never violate that trust with her because she's exceptional.
Yeah, it for me to watch the interaction, and then also to see there are times 2 years ago, I would sit behind you in the first row midcourt, so I could see the engagement, and then a thing happened. I watched Whitish hit 2 threes back to back, and before she looked at the crowd and before she looked at her teammates, she looked at you.
Yeah.
That's when that storytelling, that's amazing trust. To have players do that for you, that's remarkable.
Bob Whitish told me, I don't think they missed a game the 4 years Hannah was here. And he said, we love getting on SoundCloud. And she goes, tell that producer to get that thing up there faster because we want it as soon as we get in the car. One of the things that was great is we upset Texas A&M on their home floor to go to the Sweet 16 Lindsey Moore's senior year. She's the only player in Nebraska history to go to 2 Sweet 16s, and she was getting ready to get interviewed after the game by Holly Rowe on ESPN, and I'm in a commercial break, and ESPN's at a break, and they're getting ready to throw it, and Lindsey is looking around, and she looks over there, she sees me, and she just blows off ESPN, jumps up, and gives me a hug, and then they threw it back to me. I couldn't go. I mean, I was just a bunch of tears. They're more players to me after a while when you get to know them, DP,
Well, it just for me, I'm still on the outside fence looking in, kind of picking partners and finding kindred spirits. And not everybody can do what you do.
Thanks.
And nobody can do it and care as much and not lose themselves in it. But that thing that you do with the play-by-play, this is storytelling. Every game, I got in trouble with the Lakers because I called a game a love story.
Why would you get in trouble for that?
Well, because they had never had anybody speak about their game in a love sort of. And I said, well, there are villains and there's friction and there's going to be a loss and a hill to get over. But once you figure out how to do it together, you're a great storyteller. Better than play-by-play guy, you're a great storyteller. And I think that's like going forward for folks, just to pay attention to Matt's stories because it's spectacular.
No, I appreciate that. You're too kind. Get that for my dad, Jay Coatney. I'm junior varsity compared to him, but I think that's one thing that we're missing in today's world. I call it the ESPNification of broadcasting. They want people to fit in a certain box, but the people who have style and tell that story, I mean, that's what people want, I think. And there's some great ones out there. I grew up listening to Jack Buck, growing up in Southwest Missouri. And, maybe you got 1 or 2 games on TV a month. So laying in my dad's bedroom on an old AM alarm clock radio and keeping score. And he's painting that picture. And that's all I'm trying to do is just tell you what I'm seeing. But I appreciate you saying that. That means the world to me.
No, because not everybody can. Not everybody can. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Listen, it's going to be a long year. There'll be lots of events and lots of ball games. I won't even bother you to talk football because you got to do that on Saturday. I wanted this to be about you.
Wow, wonderful.
And I thought this was a great opportunity to do it. We will do it again as often as you'd like,
sure.
Kind sir.
Absolutely. Great.
I am a fan, and I appreciate you making time.
Well, you've got a great show. Thanks for having me on out here. You have humbled me today, and I appreciate it. And obviously hope you can come down and say hi. I'm it's going to be emotional the first game back when I'm sitting there at half court at PBA this year, but I'm looking forward to it.
I'm stalking my seat as we speak.
Right.
I'm stalking that seat as we speak, man. I'm trying to get that front row. Matt, again, thank you very much. We'll toward the break. We'll come back. Jay Foreman back. We got a little call now. We're going to do it's time for Nick to step up. He has to put a Superman cape on, and we will see whether Nick can go old school and get this right. We'll do that after the break. Call now, 464-5685. You're listening to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Join DP and Jay Foreman on Wednesday at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. DP will go 1-on-1 at 3 with Husker Online's Sean Callahan, and Jay joins in from 4 to 6 to preview the Oklahoma game and more. That's all this Wednesday at Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air's motto is our family serving yours. That starts with how we hire. We go through an extensive interview process to really get to know you and show you who we are. We want to help you build a great career, be challenged, have fun, and bring home an excellent weekly paycheck. We offer competitive wages with benefits, including a day off for your birthday. Apply to be a part of the John Henry's family at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Patchy fog possible this morning, then becoming mainly sunny with an afternoon high of 81. A little breezy, south winds could gust over 20. Looking at clear skies tonight, a low dropping down to 65. We'll heat up a bit further tomorrow with a high of around 90, as south winds could gust to around 25. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market and high quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good proof ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their new Empyrean, New Belgium, and Prost selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street.
We're gonna eat pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good. Yeah.
Now that Ken Richards has purchased Broker's Agency, he and his professional staff will continue to provide their clients with the same excellent service under the Broker's Insurance Agency name. Broker's Insurance Agency works with more than 15 companies to help find the best policy for you to avoid any long hassles. Also, if you're looking to get into the insurance business as an independent agent, they have the formula to make that process smooth and successful. Call Ken with Broker's Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 or visit brokersinsuranceNE.com.
Back to old school with DP and J, presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Great stuff with Matt Coatney, and Jay Foreman is back. Again, we're live at Tanner's 30th and Yankee Hill. Again, we've got a Stanley Morgan Jr. jersey that we're going to give away tonight. Folks, just come in, get registered, get your name in the box, and we'll pick something out and we'll pass it along. Nick,
what's up,
kind sir? All right, sir. How you feeling today? You good?
Not too bad. Are you just going to read something to me?
I'm gonna read something to you, and you let me know whether you know what this is or not. So it's either Team Nick or Team Nah.
I don't feel as good as I used to.
I'm trying to find your baseline. I'm just trying to find your baseline. Like, what do you know? How much do you know? Okay, do you want to wait for callers? Or are you ready? You just want to go after?
Nah, let's just go right after it.
Okay,
people will call in when they find out and realize that I probably don't know it.
Okay, so here's the line. Just tell me the movie. Tell me the movie. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Listeners, you have the go ahead and call in. and let us know whether you think Nick knows that movie or doesn't know that movie. I'm Jay. I'm just trying to find out
where he's at, where his wheelhouse is. But
Yeah,
Nick's wheelhouse, along with Big Sky, it changes almost like every day. They surprise you.
Yeah. It's a little different,
and especially because you got Big Sky, man. The silent assassin.
Big Sky's saying thank you, Jay.
You're welcome, Big Sky.
Nobody's calling yet.
Okay. Well. So did you know what it was?
I do.
You do.
Oh.
So don't give me the name of the movie.
That's fine. We'll
give me.
We have a caller.
Okay, but I'm gonna. You know me.
Okay.
I got a little Roddy Piper in me.
Yeah, you're gonna change the question as soon
I'm
as I know
gonna change
it.
the question as soon as you know the answer. So who is our guest? Who do we have?
Hold on, Big Sky's writing it here.
Okay. So I need to know who's on the.
We have
Nick?
Rob.
Rob. Okay. So Rob, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
Rob, I'm good. Rob, I'm good. I'm gonna ask Nick if he knows who said it. I'm gonna ask Nick if he knows who said it. He already said he knows the movie. Do you think he knows who said it? It can be the character or the actor. Do you think Nick knows, or do you think he does not know?
I have a good feeling he does know it today, so I'm gonna go yes. Who knows?
Okay, Nick,
Yes.
Can you tell me who said it?
It was Marlon Brando.
Look at you go!
Go ahead.
Look at you go,
Rob. I appreciate it, man.
He's all grown up.
The Godfather.
We'll have a signed Jay Foreman card for him at the station. Bravo!
He was awful confident when he said yeah.
Yeah,
So he must have watched that movie on YouTube within the last week.
His dad.
Just watched it last night.
His dad.
Just got lucky.
His dad. Are you going to be prepared to go to the movies? Have you picked out a movie that you want to go to?
Yeah, I thought we talked about that Free Guy or whatever.
Well, is that the one you want to see?
Yeah, that'll be the first one I see. I think that one is the most enjoyable. Also, I was thinking more about this. I think we need to adjust the rules a little bit and make it just once. No. Easy.
All right, let's hear this.
Just once a month, because I don't want to go to a movie that I'm not interested in, because that makes the night just a horrible.
Nick, this is not about you.
He's trying. Nick said he's trying to have an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, this is not about you.
So
this is for our entertainment. Are you kidding me? This is for our entertainment. Look, so here's the deal. I tell you what. Here's the deal. You can cut back to once a month.
Okay.
If Jay Foreman gets to pick a date, you have to take a date if you're only going once a month.
Can I get back to you guys?
Yes.
I'll think about it.
Look,
because we have to understand though also is that the movies in the movie theater don't update every single week. So I have to
How about twice a month?
Okay, perfect, Jay. I'm glad we can meet in the middle.
Twice a month.
I always try to compromise with you, Nick.
Twice a month.
I know how hard it is for you to make a decision.
Is Jay? Are you going to pick his date on one of them?
I'll pick one of them. How about that?
Okay.
Nick?
How about that, Nick? Does that work?
Yeah, I get to say though whether or not I want to go.
Well, he's gonna show it first.
We ain't gonna have no trolls for you, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, as far as you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say easy now.
As far as you know, you're gonna get catfished. You know you're gonna get catfished. We're gonna show you a picture.
Show up on the TV show. It's gonna be Nick at the movie theater.
Yep. We'll show you a picture to get you to go, and then she'll meet you at the theater. And
she's gonna walk up and be like, "Nick," I'm like, "Nope."
He's gonna be outside in his car looking. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna have big Sky go in there and do some recon.
Right. No, he won't have to, because Jay and I will be at the theater inside with popcorn.
See,
laughing.
that's when I hit that. That's when I find her outside the movie theater. I just say, "Hey, listen, there's two people here that are going to be watching us the whole time. How about we go to a different movie theater and leave them here?"
I got your phone tracked, man.
That's sketch.
You got your phone tracked. You will, no matter what theater you're in, we're gonna know, and we're gonna know what movie you're watching. Remember, you have to cash in the gift card. So it'll show up.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hey, Nick, we got the notifications on you, Doc.
I'm currently checking, making sure my location services are off, and we gotta make sure we have a handle on this stuff before I agree to anything.
It's gonna be so good. So tell me, when do you want movie one to happen? And you can give Nick's movie review the following day.
Well, this week isn't good, so probably it'll probably have to be next week. I'll go watch Free Guy by myself next week. And who knows? You know what? Who knows?
He might have a date by then.
There might be something in the works there.
See, he might have
on my own. I will say.
I'm telling you,
that's even better, Nick. We're proud
I know,
of you, man.
That's what I'm saying. So you guys just have to let me do my thing.
Let you do your
thing. Go at my own pace, and everything will work out.
If you told me that you had a date that you want to take the movie, I would buy both your tickets and your popcorn. I'm just telling you.
And then you ain't got to worry about refills.
No. We got to have the large. We got to be available for the.
I
refill.
got you.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you be a total baller, and you can go up and say, "Listen, we're getting 2 big tubs."
Awesome.
And a drink and a candy. Get you some liquor.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even have to go to
Share
Walgreens
licorice
before
together.
the movie and get the 99-cent box. I don't have to do that.
Ghetto Nick. Look at
I know,
ghetto.
you ain't got to worry. Hey, Nick, when it's 90 degrees, you ain't got to come in there with a full sweatshirt on and stuff.
He's just hiding his way through. All right, good stuff. Anyway, that's spectacular. Well done, Nick. Nick got a victory today.
Thanks.
So,
Eat some chicken lips for me.
yeah, I think we got you. I think you got you. Jay, have you been paying attention to this USA gymnastics thing with this doctor?
A little bit. Just
Did you see any of the trial today?
No, I did not.
Oh my goodness gracious! It was ridiculous.
I heard it was.
Like, I'm trying to understand where are the dads, right, to find this dude.
Well,
Like,
he's probably under protection right now, right?
Well, protection now. Like, they couldn't protect him from me,
Yeah.
and it's a bunch of dads.
Yeah, it's a sad deal, man, and it's crazy because it's not just in real time when the stuff that he was doing. It's the after effects, man. I mean, you can affect generations. It could affect their ability and want to have a family, have a partner. It's affecting their family, their immediate family. I mean, it's obviously it's a traumatic type of story. It's appalling. So it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs because it's something that's normally thought of as being so great, which is obviously women's gymnastics that he essentially terrorized for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm not even their dad, but right now I'm feeling like their dad.
Yeah, he'd actually, if he was out here on Pine Lake, he'd accidentally get ran over.
Yeah,
easily.
like
My bad, man. I didn't see you there.
It's terrible.
And I just reversed over you and then peeled out on you.
It's terrible. So anyway, for the folks that are in the room that can hear, get registered for the Stanley Morgan jersey raffle. We'll do this. I say we do it next. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, let's get that in. You want to wait till 7:00? Jake, what do you think? Wait till 7?
Jake
okay.
wants to wait till 7.
Wants to wait till 7. Okay, so we'll do that.
Just
So that
like
means
the typical Miami Dolphins fan. He won't wait and try to get the number 1 pick, and he ends up with pick number 20.
what I wanted to do, and I know Big Sky's lurking, but I wanted to give Jake the headset for the last segment so you guys can work out this Buffalo Miami stuff.
Oh, we got to work
on
out.
the show.
We got to work out.
Like I think that conversation needs to happen in broad daylight. Isn't that what they say for New Jack City?
Yeah.
In broad daylight. I need this Jake and Jay.
Let me see where this game is at, man.
I need for it to happen.
Let me make sure. See because where the game's at is gonna really up the stakes in Miami. Oh, so he's giving me big points.
How many points?
So Jake's gonna give me 6 points since they're at home.
Okay.
Loser has got to buy dinner.
6.
Yeah.
He said 6. Look, you've
been touting yourself as
the best team in the AFC East. You're 1-0. Look, the points shouldn't matter. The points shouldn't matter. Like he said it. So let's do that. Nick, we'll throw it to break
All right,
here.
yeah. We're gonna see
we'll
what's
throw it
up.
to break. When we come back, it'll be Jake and Jay, and they gonna work this out.
He's used to like messing with Sipple. This is a real deal over here.
Okay, so this has to happen.
Yeah, this is a real deal over here.
Buckle up.
He's used
Foreman,
to Sipple. This is the real deal over here.
Foreman and Sorensen next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Take a look at your backyard. Does it feel like something is missing? You're right. Now is the perfect time to get an above-ground swimming pool from Bonsall Pool and Spa. Above-ground pools require less space than in-ground pools, are temporary structures if you ever choose to move, and are low maintenance. Plus, you'll never have to worry about the kids getting bored in the summertime anymore. Visit BonsallPool.com to schedule a pool service or visit them at 33rd and Highway 2. Bonsall Pool and Spa.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Toys and sports collectibles, 6200 Havelock Avenue.
Hi, I'm Kevin with Sports Fantastic.
And I'm Daryl at Stop and Shop Funko Pop.
We have two of the best collectible stores in the coolest place in Lincoln, in historic Havelock by Misty's. Sports Fantastic has tons of sports memorabilia for Huskers and other hard-to-find teams.
And Stop and Shop Funko Pop has all your Funko and anime needs. It's your one-stop shop on one block at 6200 Havelock.
6200 Havelock Avenue.
Experience an increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com. Century Electric is now hiring for experienced licensed electricians. This position will serve around the Lincoln area on both commercial and residential jobs. Century Electric is well established with 40 years in operation. It offers a substantial hiring bonus as well as tons of benefits. For more information or to apply, go online to centuryelectric.com and click the careers tab or call them at 402-467-5550. Come work for a great company today with Century Electric, whose commitment is always to their customers.
Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from Yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market and high-quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good-proof, ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Hey guys, looking for that extra confidence when it's time to have fun? Let me tell you about BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. BlueChew tablets help men combat all forms of ED. BlueChew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part? It's all done online. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code TICKET at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code TICKET to receive your first month free.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
Join the team and call the shots. Now calling for adult and youth team sports officials for Lincoln Parks and Recreation. Officials must be at least 16 years old for youth sports and 18 years old for adult sports. Officials are paid $20 a game and are expected to be physically able to run the field or court with players for an entire game of approximately 55 minutes, work well with coaches, and have the ability to accept criticism and work well under pressure. If you'd like to be a team sports official, call 402-441-7982 to learn more, or go to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, DP has checked out for the show. I am checking in Jake Sorensen. He will be back, though, in about 12 minutes for What's the Buzz with Buzzy Carruthers. He's here in Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill. Stop by for a chance to win $25 to Tanner's. Go to the Tanner's Facebook page. Find the post that's promoting the giveaway. Guess how many points Nebraska will score against Oklahoma. Tag a friend in the post, and you will have a chance to win the gift card. Also, all day Boogamania, $8.99 half-pound burger and fries. Also, $5 20-ounce Blue Moon draws, and we'll be here for postgame on Saturday. Also, get here to draw, register for a Stanley Morgan signed jersey. We'll give that away at 7 o'clock. I am checking in because DP wants this battle that happens off the air, Jay Foreman, to happen on the air. And that is because, as I said so clearly yesterday on the show, at least I wrote on the marker board, there is one team alone on top of the AFC East, and it is not your beloved Buffalo Bills. It ain't the evil Empire Patriots. It's not the crappy Jets. It is the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins. And you claim that this weekend in Miami, it's Bills-Dolphins. Bills, a 3-point favorite despite a horrendous loss at home to a very average Steelers squad. May I repeat, very average Steelers squad led by an old retired man at quarterback who can't even move anymore.
Right. You know, it was a little hard. Buffalo came out, you know, they were the offseason darlings. And, you know, we played down to our competition, but now we're focused, re-energized, and we're gonna open up a fresh can of you know what down there in South Beach.
You know, I don't know about that.
You know what time it is. You know that defense is gonna bring it like no other, and we are just gonna rip through that makeshift Miami Dolphins defense, and then you're gonna come down to reality. So look, all the talk is gonna be done here in like 72 hours.
There is nothing makeshift about the Miami Dolphins defense.
So when I win, what am I going to get?
Pride.
No. You talking too much junk, so now we got to make this worth it.
Oh, if you win, you're tied for first in the AFC East. Congrats,
I don't need all that. We're
awesome.
the defending AFC East champs. We don't need to.
What you guys don't have is proof of performance to do it again and again. It could be a one-year wonder where Josh Allen got hot. Stephon Diggs was excellent, which he was. I got to give you kudos. The Bills were excellent last year.
Right.
They were great. But how do we know it wasn't a one-year wonder? They were good 2 years ago or 3 years ago with Tyrod Taylor. Next year, they missed the playoffs.
So you're saying it's every other year?
I don't know. Sean McDermott, I like the guy. I think he's a great coach, but it could be every other year. You guys might be due for a bad year where the cream of the crop rises to the top.
When's the last time the Dolphins won the AFC East? When? When is the last time? Exactly.
2008, they won the AFC East.
When Bob Greasy was playing?
No, 2008, they won the AFC East.
Okay, that was what, 14 years ago?
13. I think they might have won in 2011.
Years ago,
too,
14
possibly.
seasons.
2011, possibly. You know, I don't know if they won the. No, they got the wild card in 2016. They were in the playoffs. Last time was 5 years ago in the playoffs.
Right.
Then they rebuilt. Tannehill sucked. He went away to the Titans. He's been good now.
And now he's an All-Pro.
But you don't realize this is not your Joe Philbin, Adam Gase Dolphins. This is Brian Flores, who I know you respect. I like
Brian Flores.
I know you like Brian Flores. This is not your pathetic, coach Dolphins team, which wilts in pressure situations. I'll admit the Dolphins wilted last year in Buffalo to end the season, but that was not the true Miami Dolphins. Ryan Fitzpatrick was the heart and soul of the team last year. He had COVID, so he missed that game. And so Tua was not ready for the situation. I'll admit he wasn't ready for it. He was terrible.
So you think he's
now
ready
he's
right
ready.
Now?
Well, this game is in Miami.
Okay,
it's not in Buffalo.
Okay, look, you've given all your little cliff notes of the game. Nobody cares about that. Okay,
I do.
We're gonna see how much you think he's ready, or what you're gonna put up on this game. That's all I want to know. I don't want to hear any talking about what the Dolphins are, what they're doing. It's coming Sunday down to your stadium. What's up?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want you to freak out when at 3:00 on Sunday your team.
Jake, are you scared?
No,
because right now the text line is going, but not bonkers. Where you sound scared, man?
I would really only be scared if the Dolphins were 0-1 going in with a loss to the Patriots, and I don't want to be 0-2 in the division and overall. That would suck. But
that would. But we're talking about what are you going to if you feel so good about your Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
What are you putting up? You keep talking about what everybody else is doing. We're talking about what you're going to do.
I will. What do you want me to do? Well, why don't you give me a little wager here?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to buy a stupid Buffalo Bills hat.
I don't need you to wear it because I don't want you to even
burn it.
I don't want you wearing nothing Buffalo. We have to bet like a little dinner or something on it.
I'll bet you dinner on it.
All right,
but we're going straight up. I'm not giving you 6 points.
Okay, that's straight up. That's fine.
The Bills are a favorite. Why would I give you
going straight
points?
up? But you're at home.
I don't
and
care.
This is going to be the first time that you guys get fans in there.
So they're basically saying that you get 3 points at home. Basically, they're saying the Bills should be a 6-point favorite if there's a neutral site.
We're going straight up. It doesn't matter what they say.
Yeah, straight up. I'm not giving you points. You're not giving me points. This is straight up. Dolphins beat the Bills on Sunday.
Yeah, and then the reality is going to set in about 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
And I think reality sets in that you got to take the Dolphins seriously in the division and in the AFC conference.
We can't take the Dolphins seriously because of the color of their uniforms. We can't. It's all right.
Can you take the Browns seriously with their orange and brown?
They got diarrhea brown uniforms.
Diarrhea brown. You can't even be good with that. Yeah. What team do you take more seriously, diarrhea brown or the teal and orange and white? Because mostly teal and white now in Miami, aqua and white.
I'm only take the Dolphins a little bit more serious because of Brian Flores, but they got Baker Mayfield, so I'm not really taking them serious.
Yeah,
I'm not taking the Browns serious.
I don't know. Brian Flores, I'm just telling NFL fans out there listening on the stream, whether it's in Lincoln or worldwide right now, that you've got the next up and coming coach that's going to be a problem in not just the AFC but the entire NFL.
But you don't have a quarterback.
This is the first time that
you don't have a quarterback.
This is probably the first time my entire life.
Quarterback.
I'm 30 years old. I have never loved a coach for the Dolphins like I love Brian Flores.
You don't have a coach.
I got a coach.
You don't have a quarterback.
Well, we'll see about that.
Do you believe in Tua?
Do you
think he's a franchise quarterback?
All I know is that this Sunday he gets Will Fuller back.
I'm asking, do you think he's for a franchise quarterback? 5 years from now, are you going to be okay with him? You just looked outside. That right there.
The guy wins games. He wins games. He's 7-3 as a starter.
It's a yes or no question.
He is 7-3 as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
So do you think he's a franchise quarterback?
I can't say that yet.
Exactly. We have a franchise quarterback. That's the difference.
Who's going to have a drop-off here?
No.
The Bills missed the playoffs this year. That's what happens. You guys are the darlings.
No
Everyone.
Way.
You have such a big target on your back. You can't handle that.
We're just too good. We're a well-oiled machine. It's over.
It's not over. It's not over at all.
This is not even going to be close.
What happens if the Dolphins beat you guys 27-13 on Sunday?
Ain't happening.
But what happens if it does?
You just don't understand when a team loses when they aren't supposed to, what they do that next week.
They start questioning themselves, and you're going to start realizing that there's a new cream of the crop in the AFC East, and it's the Miami Dolphins.
We're going to see. We have a nice gentleman bet for some dinner. I don't want to hear any excuses come Monday. No excuses on either party. I don't want to hear any replay of what happens, okay? I just want to say, I just want you to say, you know what, Jay, you're right. Your team busted our you-know-what Sunday.
That's not going to happen, though. You're going to give me some excuse about, this guy, couldn't play, had an injury, or he was sick. No. When we beat you fair and square, you better respect it.
No, because you know what it is. The game's early, and so they can't go out to the club on South Beach. It's not a night game. We're going to be ready to go.
Can't wait, and I'm going to Miami in November. I'm going to go watch the Dolphins beat the Ravens on Thursday Night Football. And then I'm going to report back to you.
I get it to you, man. You just optimal optimist for the Dolphins.
And it's going to be a beautiful Sunday and a great Monday when I can gloat in your face. This has been Old School with Jay and DP. Up next is What's the Buzz with Buzzy Carruthers here at Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th Yankee Hill. We'll talk to you soon.